Hi, everyone. It's Tuesday, Sharing Tuesday. So I thought I go live again and share something with you. And this time I have my earphones in because it's actually pouring down outside and very, very loud. So Karin thought last time the background noise was pouring down with rain. That was just my microphone. I think, Karin, you brought that in for me, the weather. Um, but let's not talk about the weather. Though it's a really interesting small talk topic when you live in a country like Sweden, apparently there is always something to talk about. Um, and small talk we use when we meet for someone for the first time, or we haven't met for a long time, or we just want to break the ice. And so when we are running our courses live with our audience, with our participants, then we use icebreakers instead of small talk. And so I thought today I am going to say a few words, share a few words or thoughts about icebreakers that I have that I sometimes feel are missing in some of the courses. And it can be because maybe you went to a course and there was an icebreaker just for the sake of an icebreaker. Somebody told them you need to have an icebreaker, and it rather broke the flow or didn't really help than breaking the ice. Sometimes I say that an icebreaker actually freezes everything and everybody instead of actually doing what they do. What they should do. So how do we do? What do we have to think of if we actually want to use an icebreaker in the way as it is supposed to be? First of all, what's then the purpose of an icebreaker? Just like small talk, it it establishes a positive environment, creates connection, and it has a few really good characteristics to do that. So, as we said, the primary purpose of an icebreaker is to create a relaxed environment, open and a welcoming atmosphere. So when we have this positive environment, then it encourages our participants to engage, to ask questions, to actively contribute, to dare to try things. A good icebreaker creates this atmosphere by reducing any anxiety, if there was any, or any tension. Some of the courses are a little bit nerve-wracking for some of our students. It can be because they don't feel prepared enough, or they don't even know if they are on the right level for the course, or just something happened before they came to the course. So there may be some tension, there may be some anxiety. And a good icebreaker actually helps them settling in by reducing this social barriers. Again, because we're creating connection between people, and we know that connection is regulating our oxytocin levels, which in turn downregulates cortisol levels. So there is serious brain science and neuroscience behind these icebreakers, actually. A good icebreaker also encourages interaction, and it starts a creation of a community through engagement. When we ask people to do something in a good icebreaker, it is an opportunity to interact very many times in small groups or in pairs, and that leads to increased interaction later on in your course, because people start to feel, they start to get to know each other, they start to create a connection, which will in turn lead to a community creation. And then it also can reveal participant diversity. Sometimes an icebreaker is a way that actually brings out from students that they have diversity in terms of culture, experience, skills. And that's very nice to have it in front in the right way so that it does not increase anxiety, all right? Rather reduces it. An icebreaker can also generate energy and enthusiasm, which is super, super important for you later on. It needs to, if it is a lively, thought-provoking exercise or a thought-provoking question, it does boost the energy levels by increasing enthusiasm. People start thinking. And this leads me to one of the one of the mistakes that most of the people do with icebreakers. A lot of people just bring in any icebreaker that is a fun exercise. Icebreakers are the perfect opportunity for you to frame your course, for you to set the tone for the program, not only in creating community and bringing engagement, but also bringing people's minds and brains into the room, connected to the topic. Create an icebreaker that is connecting to the topic, a question that is connecting to the topic, because the very first minutes of your course is the greatest opportunity for you to create engagement, not only about being together and being in this the training together as a group, but also engagement around the topic. And that helps people land and focus on in the beginning of your course. So another thing that is good if people get familiarized with not only each other with your topic, but if you're using tools. In many online trainings, we introduce different polling tools or digital whiteboards, but now even in many on-site or in-person trainings, we also ask people to pick up their phone and open Mentimeter or some other tool. It is a very good idea to bring that into your icebreaker if you can, if it is especially if it is a new tool for people to use, or if it is a link people need to type in, a code people need to type in. Spend that time during the icebreaker. Let them help each other. Let them ask a question about a fun exercise and how to reach it so that they have it for later on in your course. You will not have to spend time with it. It doesn't break the flow. And it is also easier for people to say, oh, I cannot find the page, when it is a fun exercise they have to do, rather than there is later on in the course, they may don't dare to tell you that they are not following. So just bring in the tool. And one more thing, it also can be used instead of behavior rules or housekeeping rules or the rules of the course or the contract, how we interact with each other or how we are in this course. I have a lot of colleagues, they love to use housekeeping rules or contracts, like being very strict about how to behave or what the expectations are in their courses. Some people use agreements, which is a lot closer to my heart. If I need to have a set of a list of behavioral expectations, then I do call them agreements. I like us to agree on them. But if it is a little bit easier and lighter, and it's only about active listening or active participation, or this one that I was just saying, that you are going to be expected to vote on a poll or share or draw on a whiteboard or type your answers in the chat or find the emoticons or the reactions in the chat. it is a lot sort of nicer and more fun way to introduce these kinds of rules or expectations in an icebreaker. Then people know this is what they will have to, this is what they will have to do. This is what's expected from them. They don't even think about it because it's in their subconscious already that they are going to have to do active listening or active participation. So introduce an icebreaker where you have even that in there if you can, and that is going to set the tone instead of setting the tone with housekeeping rules. So, as a summary, a good icebreaker is relevant to your content, it's engaging and inclusive, creates safety because it is safe, it's time efficient, it helps and facilitates interaction, and it is flexible. You can adapt it to your group size and even to the setting. So, in essence, the icebreaker is not just a fun way to start a training or a course or a workshop or a day or an afternoon. It is actually a strategic tool. And when you use it when you use it efficiently, then as you can hear, I hope, it can significantly enhance the learning experience for your participants and your experience as a trainer or a facilitator. So I would love to hear what your icebreaker ideas are in the chat or in the comments, or if you have any questions, let me know and we will answer it. See you next time.